I'm Joe Bickle with the Wichita Fire Department. I'm a battalion chief at Station 9, which is located at Central and Edgemore. Today I have with me Lieutenant Mark Jordan from Station 1, located at Main and Murdoch, and Lieutenant Chad Dirksen from Station 15 at Lincoln and Rock Road. Today on Burning Issues, we'll discuss what the citizens will expect when the fire department shows up for your annual fire inspection. Lieutenant Jordan, can you tell me how you will present yourself to the business owner when you show up for your inspection?
Typically, when we arrive at an establishment, we try to present ourselves as a professional. We don't wear our T-shirts that we normally wear around the station. We normally would wear what we would call a Class B uniform, which is a collared shirt with a badge. And we would normally try to park our vehicles somewhere close by to where when the occupant or the owner comes to greet us, they can see that we do have our fire truck along with us. And sometimes, you know, when you have someone exiting the building with children, you know, that's an opportunity for the public to go out and interact with their kids alongside our vehicles. So we're doing two things at once when we do our inspections.
If there is any question from the business representative, the business manager about the inspection, they could call downtown to the Wichita Fire Department offices and ask to speak with somebody in the inspection division that might be able to ask or answer any questions or validate that we are there for a building inspection.
When you show up at the business, how do you let them know that you're there to inspect?
Upon arrival to the business, we would come in, introduce ourselves, let them know what we're there for, what the purpose and scope of the building inspection is. We would ask if there's a manager or a business representative that would be available to walk around with us during the inspection or meet with us at the conclusion of the inspection. In the beginning, we would discuss what the purpose and scope of the reason we were there and why we were doing the inspection.
When you're doing this inspection, is it just to go out and enforce codes? Can you give me an idea of what you're trying to do when you...
Typically, when we arrive, we try to, and we meet the occupant or the owner. We typically try to educate them in the reason why we're there. And it's basically to inform them of possible or potential problems or hazards that they may have, not just for the building itself, but some of the customers, as well as potential hazards that we may encounter upon arrival in case of a fire.
The primary purpose that we do these building inspections is to take a proactive approach to preventing accidents and promoting fire safety and fire prevention. We're trying to assist the business owner with making their occupancy as safe as possible for their customers, patrons, internal, external customers, and their employees. The fire department is trying to work with the community in making these businesses safe.
When you're out doing these inspections, can you tell me what type of hazards are you looking for when you're out on the scene?
When we do building inspections, the hazards are going to vary depending on the occupancy of the business. A business office is not going to have as many hazards as, say, an automotive repair shop or a body shop. Some of the things that we're looking for specifically might be, are the exits clear? Are they posted? We're looking at mechanical rooms, electrical panels, fire extinguishers. Are they mounted and maintained properly? Smoke detectors. Also, is there an address clearly posted on the outside of the building?
And it's also up on our approach to the building. Our inspection starts when we, at the station when we get our paperwork. And that kind of tells us what we're expecting once we get there. And once we arrive, we want to make sure that the name of the business will match what we're going to inspect. You don't expect to inspect McDonald's and then they have a auto mechanic shop in the back. So up on approach, those are the things that we're looking for. We want to look for possible hazards from the exterior. We may have an exit door that we may see from approach that may be blocked. You may have a trash dumpster that's possibly blocking an exit door. Those are things that are very important to not only the occupant or the owner, but also the fire department as well. So, like I said, our approach is going to be taking the time that we get the information, and then we kind of get a general picture once we arrive, and then we do our inspection. And it's pretty much systematic. We want to try to do this basically the same type of approach each and every time if we can.
Okay. After you've completed your inspection, what happens if you find a hazard or a violation in that business? How do you take care of that, or what happens?
Well, most of the business owners, they're pretty approachable, and if we do find a violation, we try to discuss that violation with the owner occupant, and it's pretty much mediation at the time, and we discuss why we need to make a change, and we illustrate the importance of safety. And if it's a violation to us, then that's something that we see at that time, and we try to give them a chance to correct that violation. And then we'll follow up by giving them some time to correct that violation. And most generally, we try to give them at least a week, the business owner a week. That way, that gives them time to get the violation corrected. When we find these violations, to work with the occupant.
Okay.
The fire department, the whole concept of doing the building inspections is to work with the community to make these businesses safe. And if we do an inspection and we find a problem, it may be something simple that can be corrected right at that time. Something as simple as unlocking a door that needs to be accessible during business hours. And like Lieutenant Jordan stated, if there is something that needs some time to be corrected, we work with the business owner to give them time to work on those problems, and then we'll reschedule a time to come back and do another inspection.
When you do these inspections, are you just randomly all over the city, or do you have a specific area where you inspect?
It's more or less a specific area. The stations are given a list of inspections or a list of buildings to inspect, and once we get that list of inspections, we typically will take the time out in the day to go out and complete these inspections. So it's basically in our area. Now, not all the time, but there are occasions where one station may receive an inspection that needed to be completed outside of their answering area, but that's not always the case. That's a rare occasion.
I'd like to thank you today for coming out for shooting this issue today. And this concludes today's episode of Burning Issues. Remember, Wichita firefighters are highly trained professionals who are your friends and neighbors. They are Wichita's bravest, and they are somewhere serving you in many ways every day.